Hi, I'm Kenzie. Welcome back to my podcast. If you are just joining, welcome. Today we will be talking about my 13th Elmo's World VHS. It's called Elmo's World. Wake up with Elmo. It includes 3 episode segments: sleep, getting dressed, and teeth. First, let's talk about sleep. This first episode segment starts out with Elmo introducing himself, his world, and his goldfish Dorothy. He told the viewers to guess what he's thinking about today. Dor was snoring. Shade was snoring too. Dor managed to open to reveal the two-headed monster sleeping. That's what Elmo was thinking about: sleep. Then we saw some examples of sleep. After that, Elmo had a question for Dorothy. The question was, do fish sleep? Well, Dorothy mentioned that fish don't sleep. They rest. Very interesting, huh? Anyway, Dorothy had a question about sleep. The question was, how do you go to sleep? Elmo went to ask Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle. Except Shade was still snoring. So Elmo woke it up with an alarm clock. Then the Shade opened and Dorothy's question was asked to Mr. Noodle's brother. He got his bed and pajamas. At first he lied on the floor. Then he got in the bed and slept the wrong way. He had to sleep the long way. As he got comfortable, he slept upside down. He had to put his head on the pillow. Except he was just sitting. He had to lie down on the bed. Except he put his head down the wrong way. He had to lie all the way down. As he snored, he got under the covers. Except the covers were too little. At that point, Dorothy wanted to ask someone else. We saw one girl sleeping with a teddy bear, and 2 kids named Joey and Nikki sleeping in bunk beds. Joey was on the top, and Nikki was on the bottom. Then Elmo asked the baby. The baby wanted to stay awake, though. Afterwards, Computer entered the scene sleepwalking. Elmo woke it up. The mouse was sleeping too. So Elmo woke it up. Elmo had an email. He clicked the mouse and it revealed Ernie and Bert. Ernie, who was wide awake, showed Elmo that Bert was fast asleep. Ernie, however, was not sleepy at all. What makes him sleepy, though, is playing his bugle. So he picked it up, played it, and woke up Bert. After Ernie said goodnight to Elmo and went to sleep, Bert wondered what Ernie was talking about. He searched for Elmo. After the email, Elmo had a question for us. How many elephants can sleep on the bed? The answer was 6 elephants and 1 feather. It's interesting how elephants sleep but fish don't. That made Elmo wonder, who does and doesn't sleep? Elmo wanted to find out, but Dror was sleeping too. So Elmo pretended to be a rooster to wake up Dror. Then he could find out. Well, telephones don't sleep. They wake you up. Horses sleep, but not in a bed. They sleep standing up. Cookies don't sleep, but you can dream about them. Cookie Monster was seen doing just that. He even took a bite out of his own dream cloud. Then Elmo wanted to learn more about sleep. He did that by watching the Sleep Channel on TV. Well, actually, he wanted to watch the Sleep Channel, but TV was also sleeping. Everybody was asleep today. So Elmo grabbed some cymbals, crashed them, and woke up TV. Now Elmo could watch the Sleep Channel. On the Sleep Channel, we heard a story about a girl who loved to sleep and dream. Then Elmo wanted to learn even more about sleep. Dor was seen still sleeping. Elmo woke him up, and Dor opened to reveal a bed and pillow. The bed and pillow talked about how sleep is good for you, and that any time is a good time to sleep. Suddenly, the nest told everyone to be quiet because a bird was asleep in the nest. The bed then mentioned that not all birds sleep in nests. For example, flamingos sleep on one leg. Speaking of which, Dorothy was imagining Elmo as a flamingo sleeping on one leg. Then she imagined Elmo as a squirrel sleeping inside a nest. Most squirrels do, you know. Finally, Dorothy imagined Elmo as a bat sleeping upside down. Then Elmo mentioned that he and Dorothy love sleep. That's why Dorothy wanted to sing a sleep song. Oh, do you know what a sleep song is called? A lullaby. So Elmo played the sleep lullaby on the piano to the tune of Jingle Bells. Then he, Dorothy, the bed and pillow, and the bird and nest said goodbye as Elmo went to sleep. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about getting dressed. The second episode segment starts out with Elmo introducing himself, his world, and his goldfish Dorothy. He told the viewers to guess what he's thinking about today. He opened Dor to reveal a bunch of clothes that fell on him. That's what Elmo was thinking about, getting dressed. Then we saw some examples of getting dressed. After that, Dorothy had a question about getting dressed. The question was, how do you get dressed? Elmo went to ask Mr. Noodle. He just woke up, though, and was not dressed. He put his shirt on and buttoned the top. Then he did his tie. His shirt stuck up, so he rolled it down and put on his pants. The thing was, he put his pants on his arms. Then he put both legs in one pant hole. He looked like a penguin. As he tried to put on the big pants, he used the suspenders to keep his pants up. After that, Mr. Noodle was all dressed. He looked great, except he got stuck to the door. At that point, Dorothy wanted to ask someone else. We saw one boy putting on socks, one boy putting on a sweatshirt, and one girl putting on snow pants. And then Elmo asked a baby. Afterwards, Elmo had a question for us. How many pairs of pants are marching by? The answer was 13 pairs of pants and 3 ants. Ants in the pants. Then Computer entered the scene. Elmo had an email. He clicked the mouse and it revealed Ernie. Ernie mentioned that Rubber Ducky likes to getting dressed sometimes. He dressed up as a police officer. After the email, Elmo wondered what other people wear when they get dressed for their jobs. Well, firefighters wear not a bathing suit or a tutu, but a firefighter's uniform. Astronauts wear not a scuba diving suit or a baseball uniform, but a spacesuit. Worms don't get dressed unless it's Slimy. He dresses whatever he wants. Then Elmo mentioned that his friend Alexis, who was 7 at the time, gets dressed all by herself. Then she helps her baby sister Ariana. They were dressed up and ready to go. Then Elmo wanted to learn more about getting dressed. He did that by watching the Getting Dressed channel on TV. Even TV got dressed today. Anyway, on the Getting Dressed channel, a lady sang a song about getting dressed. She dressed so much that she wondered if there was a song about getting undressed. After the program, Elmo got dressed with the song, and he wanted to learn even more about getting dressed. A book entered the scene. Elmo could talk to him. The book mentioned that back in cave person days, people wore cave person clothes. In ancient Rome, people wore togas. Speaking of which, Dorothy was imagining Elmo dressed in a toga. Then she imagined Elmo as a knight in shining armor in medieval times. Finally, she imagined Elmo wearing a kilt in Scotland. Then Elmo mentioned that he and Dorothy love getting dressed. That's why Dorothy wanted to sing the Getting Dressed song. So Elmo played the Getting Dressed song on the piano to the tune of Jingle Bells. Then he, Dorothy, and the book said goodbye. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about teeth. This third episode segment starts out with Elmo introducing himself, his world, and his goldfish Dorothy. He told the viewers to guess what he's thinking about today. Suddenly, he heard something strange. It was coming from inside his closet. He opened the door to reveal a bunch of teeth that fell on him. That's what Elmo was thinking about, teeth. Then we saw some examples of teeth. After that, Dorothy had a question about teeth. The question was, how do you take care of your teeth? Elmo went to ask Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle. They surprised each other. Mr. Noodle's brother got toothpaste. You have to use toothpaste. Then he got an electric toothbrush. As he was about to brush his teeth, Elmo reminded him he needed to put the toothpaste on the toothbrush. Not the whole tube, just the toothpaste. So he took the cap off and squeezed some toothpaste out. It was too much though, so he squeezed just a little bit on the toothbrush. Mr. Noodle's brother wanted to brush his teeth, but the toothbrush was shaking too much. He got toothpaste in his eye, his hair, and his ear before going into the mouth. At that point, Dorothy wanted to ask someone else. We saw 2 boys brushing their teeth and 1 girl eating a carrot. Then Elmo asked a baby. The thing was, the baby didn't have any teeth. Neither did Elmo. The baby was not alone. Anyway, afterwards, Elmo checked to see if Dorothy had teeth. She didn't. That made Elmo wonder, what does and doesn't have teeth? Well, cakes don't have teeth, but you eat cake with your teeth. Birds don't have teeth. Birds have beaks. Bunnies have teeth. Benny the bunny was seen with them. Then Computer entered the scene. Elmo had an email. He clicked the mouse and it revealed the count. The count had 2 teeth and he loved to count the times he brushes them. After the email, Elmo had a question for us. How many apples can the teeth eat in Elmo's new video game? The answer was 4 apples. After the video game, Computer left the scene. Then Elmo mentioned that eating apples keeps your teeth healthy and strong and that you should also go to the dentist. Elmo's friend Nicholas went to the dentist for the first time. Then Elmo wanted to learn more about teeth. He did that by watching the Teeth channel on TV. On the Teeth channel, the Tooth Fairy taught us about teeth. Then Elmo wanted to learn even more about teeth. He opened the door to reveal a wisdom tooth. Elmo could talk to her. The wisdom tooth told us that teeth help you eat, but not all teeth are for eating. For example, beaver's teeth are used for cutting down trees. Speaking of which, Dorothy was imagining Elmo as a beaver cutting down a tree. Then she imagined Elmo as a shark with rows of teeth. Finally, she imagined Elmo as an elephant with big pointy teeth called tusks. Then Elmo mentioned that he and Dorothy love teeth. That's why Dorothy wanted to sing the Teeth song. So Elmo played the Teeth song on the piano to the tune of Jingle Bells. Then he, Dorothy, and the Wisdom Tooth said goodbye. And that's how the episode ends. So yeah, that's Elmo's World. Wake up with Elmo. If you would like to play again, just go back to the beginning of this episode. See you next time. Bye!